Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky bakery gives second chances to people who spent time in jail because of problems with drug addiction. And the city of Hazard opens up a couple of programs to convince high school and college students to stay in our area after graduation.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. 6:33 here. I'm Dakota Makris. Today's Friday, so that's a good thing. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. And Brandon, I kind of got to work a little bit later than I should have. And I've said this story, I always tell our producer when I'm up, and she responded, she said, Dakota, your messages are getting later and later every morning. And I said, you know what? You're right. They are. They are. Listen, I will tattletale on myself.
As long as you're here to read the news, I'm okay.
Barely.
Because if you're not here, then I have to do it.
And then I'll have to hear from you that I wasn't here, and it's the whole thing. And I don't really want to go down that road.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
fine. All right, let's talk about the forecast this morning, which is my actual job. When I'm not filling in for him. It's the fact that we do have a little bit of rain still out there this morning. We're looking at some of that online pinpoint Doppler radar, but it's not a lot. Again, northern Pulaski County, maybe over in the parts of Letcher and Knott counties, but other than that, it's light rain. It's nothing major, maybe just a little bit more coming in from out towards south central Kentucky through south of Columbia there into parts of Wayne County. We'll keep an eye on that as well. It's kind of all moving to the east this morning. Hey, that's a nice shot on that camera. I hadn't seen this one yet. That's the top of Pine Mountain there, Whitesburg Pine Mountain on US 119. It's right there at the top, and it's looking kind of down over the mountains. So that's kind of a cool shot there this morning. We'll keep an eye on that for you. But again, that's kind of the trailhead too to the Little Shepherd Trail. Temperatures, 36 in Moorhead, 54, Harlan, Jonesville, and Jacksboro. As we start your day regionally, 20s. Indianapolis, St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, Pittsburgh, and Louisville at 33, Columbus at 31, but 68 in Atlanta, 69 in Myrtle Beach, and 63 at our nation's capital this morning regionally. Breakfast forecast, if you're pouring out some frosted weather wheats this morning into your bowl, whatever you're eating, just make sure that you get some coffee with them, because if you're like me, you're struggling this morning. But temperatures in the 40s for the most part, trying to balance out between those 30s and those 50s, and we'll see those slowly go up as we head deeper into the day. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, appreciate it. Well, it's been 1 year since a deadly home invasion took the life of Jordan Morgan. She was an assistant Commonwealth's attorney in northern Kentucky and the daughter of former state representative Wesley Morgan. Shannon Gilday is charged with her murder. Jordan's sister, Shonda Burrows, says things have only gotten harder as time has passed.
The more time goes on, it doesn't heal. It gets worse. Jordan was very special, and she was unique. And people say those things, but she really was.
Earlier this week, Wesley Morgan filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Shannon Gilday. Gilday's mother is also named in that suit. He's due back in court in March. A former Whitley County Housing Authority director was sentenced to 15 years in prison. 56-year-old James R. Lovett was found guilty on 10 charges of forgery, 10 counts of theft, and 1 count of abuse of public trust. Lovett reportedly used thousands of dollars in checks from the Housing Authority for his own use. He spent 14 years working for the Housing Authority before being the director for 6 years. Previously jailed people who had struggled with addiction are given a second chance at Black Sheep Bakery in Letcher County. The bakery's mission has been to make everyone, no matter their path, feel loved in the community. Owner Gwen Johnson says they have seen some workers fail with rehab, but they've also seen some of the greatest recovery stories that's changing perspectives.
Some of them just grab a hold of recovery and have had enough of that life that an addict has to live, and they come out of it. And we've got some who have graduated drug court and moved on.
Those with the bakery partnered with what they call Hillbilly Angels after the July flood to get food to people stuck in their homes. One county is seeing an influx of stray animals, and officials are trying to address that issue. Our Jordan Mullins has more on Floyd County's stray animal situation.
On February 15th, folks in Floyd County came together at a fiscal court meeting. Some residents of the county made it known that stray dogs were becoming aggressive in some situations.
And I agree 100%. It's a problem. It is no longer just a nuisance, it's now becoming a safety concern.
Floyd County Special Project Coordinator Missy Allen was tasked with heading an animal control committee and writing an ordinance for the county. But the size of the county's facilities may make addressing the issue more difficult.
We may move them from one problem if we're overcrowding the shelter to a point that it's not safe for the animals. So you're just moving one problem to another area.
In 2022 alone, Floyd County's nonprofit animal shelter took in over 850 animals, with many more animals still waiting to be picked up.
We get so many calls here at the courthouse that we try to basically just prioritize. That's the situation we're in, and I know people get upset, and I am really sorry that we're having to do that, but that's the only way that we know how to handle it.
As for the ordinance, Judge Executive Robbie Williams expects many laws to go into effect, which will hold animal owners more accountable.
There's going to be leash laws, there's going to be spade and neuter, and probably what you're going to come down to is if you're going to have an animal, it's going to have to be registered. You're going to have a tag, and it's going to have to be registered. If there's not a tag on the animal's going to be picked up.
Taking steps to keep folks safe. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the judge executive says the most concerning thing about this issue is the threat it poses to people living in communities where large packs of wild stray dogs roam, saying children or senior citizens could be hurt. Well, the city of Hazard has opened up 2 summer fellowship programs for high school and college-age students. The programs are a civic and entrepreneurship fellowship, which will pay and train future leaders right here in our region, aiming to encourage them to come back to the area after college.
The city as a body supports it, so all these nonprofits are really excited about having the Civic Fellows in during the summer. We take a visit to neighboring cities every summer, and I've gotten a couple of them who have reached out and asked if we're going to come back and visit.
Both the City of Hazard fellowships are open to any high school or college-age student. You can find more information on WYMT.com.
.640 here on this Friday morning. One more check of live pinpoint Doppler radar here in this segment, and we'll see again some possibilities for some bands of rain. I'm not even going to call them heavy rain, but bands of rain out toward London, western Laurel County, northern Pulaski County, eastern Pulaski County, and then over into parts of the Kentucky-Virginia border area. Lighter over there, heavier back out to the west, and maybe some trying to get into Wayne County coming from just south of Columbia there this morning. We're looking again, temperatures continuing to fall. 36 Moorhead, 45 Hazard, 54 Jonesville, and that's it. Everybody else is below that now. 53 now in Harlan, 52 in Jacksboro, 50s. Losing those very quickly out there this morning. Your out the door forecast, we're going to rebound back into the 50s today, low 50s at that. Clouds, I think for the most part. Rain should start to taper off here pretty soon if you're seeing any this morning. And again, I think we'll see maybe a few peaks of sunshine a little bit later today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg travels to the site of the train derailment in Ohio that's caused health concerns for many people, including those living here in the Commonwealth.